Hey everyone, my name is Aaron Lane, which some of you might or may not already know. And today we are talking about airline pilots. So, some of the basics for airline pilots, some of the things that start with the first thing everyone wants to know is the salary. Now, the average salary in the U.S. right now, according to Glassdoor, is about $115,000. That can be a little misconstrued though, because that's based off seniority, aircraft, and it's a pretty wide range. You can expect a starting salary anywhere from as low as $30,000 to $40,000 up to $50,000 to $60,000. Now, again, that increases as you move up, and there's a few ways to move up. Of course, bigger aircraft, the bigger the aircraft is, the more responsibility, the more pay you get. Additionally, the seniority is another key portion. So with seniority, the way that works is pretty basic concept. When you join, you're the newest guy, you're the lowest in seniority. As you move up, as old guys, I shouldn't say old, as certain people retire and newer pilots join, your seniority slowly goes up. As you build seniority, you're gaining your chance to move up in different aircraft and also upgrade to captain. You will obviously start out as a first officer, making less, and then captain, responsibilities on you. It's now your job. To get there, though, there's a few different steps you have to take in addition to having your basic private pilot license, your instrument license, your commercial license. You then also have to receive your ATP, which can be received with a certain number of hours. Your basic ATP for someone who just goes through flight school will need 1,500 hours, with a certain number of that broken down into cross-country, night flight, multi-engine, and there's a whole list of different ways you have to go with it. In addition to, however, most of us are going through Liberty University are going to be coming out of this with either a bachelor's or an associate's. Now, if you have your associate's degree in aviation, that can bring your ATP time down to about 1,250 hours with 200 hours cross-country time. If you get your bachelor's in aviation and at least 60 of those credits are aviation credits, that can go down even less to 1,000 hours of flight with 200 hours of cross-country. A couple other things to talk about. An airline pilot will have what they call their domicile. That's where they fly out of, not necessarily where they live. There's a lot of pilots that will live somewhere and then take a flight to where they're starting work. So you could, let's say you live in Virginia, but your domicile's in Florida. Every day you'd wake up. I'm sorry, not every day, but at the start of your flight leg, you'd wake up, you'd fly down to Florida and when I say you fly as a passenger down to Florida, and then you hop on your plane, fly around, do your job, and then at the end of that, they fly you back to Virginia or wherever you're from. That's big, broad strokes of the airline pilot, and really the basics for what you need to know. I personally, it's the route I'm pursuing, so I'm glad it was the first one we covered. I learned a lot from it, and after doing especially seeing the ATP portion and the flight hours for restricted ATP, that's what it's called when you go from, instead of doing the 1,500 hours of ATP, you get down to 1,250 and 1,000. Personally, I was just going to go for the 1,250, but now knowing that with bachelor's, I can actually get down to 1,000 hours. It's like a lot less time and a lot quicker getting to where I need to be. So I looked a lot more into it, but as I'm watching the timer slowly tick up, I feel like I'm wasting people's time. So if you have any other questions, feel free to post on my response or send me an email directly. I looked into this a lot, and it's what I'm looking to pursue as a career. So thanks for your time, and talk to you guys again soon.